Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast NBA edition. Today we are recording on the last day of the NBA regular season, getting you ready for the NBA playoffs that are going to be beginning this week. We have the NBA aficionado with us, Mr. Evan Debo. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're entering your busy season in terms of podcasts because this is when NBA
Uh-huh.
pods extremely pick up.
It's down to 16 to win the title, and you got to win 16 to get the title. So, obviously, there's some play-in team considerations the next couple of days, but it is showtime for the chase for the title.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on that way for the chase to the title is our own Cleveland Cavaliers. I think at the beginning of the season, we talked about them, being a 4 seed, 3 seed if things fell certain ways, but no one expected the season that the Cavaliers had, Evan, not only not being the 4th seed, not being the 3rd seed, not being the 2nd seed, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference with a staggering 64 and 17 record, 16 game win streak, 60 game win season without LBJ, Atkinson's first year. Evan, who, man, we guess we severely underestimated this team when we were talking about them.
We were way too modest, Martin. We were hopeful that this was going to be the outcome before we started, but I mean, change comes with anxiety and worry, right? And I mean,
Hmm.
you go from that stability of JB, and we knew we had to get over the hump, and you knew what Kenny had done with the French national team, had done with Golden State, had done with the those Hawks teams, and then obviously his time in Brooklyn when he was previously a head coach. But you weren't sure, and he was able to pull some things out of a hat offensively and unlock things in ways that we could have only have dreamed of. So you have a 16 game improvement with Kenny Atkinson at the helm, with basically the same roster coming back. It arguably could have been 19 wins, but I mean, we locked up the number 1 seed for a number of games and, started resting starters and stuff. The last few, including 2 losses to Indiana that we probably would have, who's to say, could have pulled out. But regardless, I mean, you've got that big of improvement. 41 and 11 in conference, 34 and 7 at home, 30 and 11 on the road, 30 wins on the road this year, Martin. Obviously, Oklahoma City was able to get also eclipse that threshold as well too. But I mean, just so many different things, man. It's been impressive to watch.
Yeah, it's been really fun. A lot of people, getting to know these Cavs again, like Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Allen, DeAndre Hunter. I mean, of course, everyone on this man who's been on the team this year, who might have been traded, who've been there since the beginning, the fans. It's been a treat. I mean, no one in the NBA expected the Cavs to be the number 1 seed in the East. And remember, for people who may have forgot, the defending reigning champs right now, the Boston Celtics, they're still in the East of the number 2 seed. They're still there with all their pieces. And the Cavs are able to win the number 1 seed. So I think it is one of the biggest achievements in Cavs history. I think it's definitely the biggest achievement post any LeBron era.
Yeah, any even before LeBron, you're right. I mean, there's not been a team like this before. Three. I might screw this up. At least 13 game winning streaks this season. Obviously, starting off 15 and 0, and then you got to again 16 and 0, which is a franchise record. But again, just all the levers being pulled at the right time. You've got healthy folks. I mean, this time a year ago, Martin, we were like, man, we don't know what we have. We know we need some wing defenders for an eventual Boston matchup, but Dean Wade was banged up. Everybody, knock on wood, is relatively healthy to start. Obviously, we would lose Jared Allen in that Orlando series in round one. But I mean, this Kenny Atkinson piece has been characterized by you've got Evan Mobley bringing the ball up, playing an active role. You've seen so many times him go coast to coast with stuff, but just the off ball movement, right? I mean, just city, just wreaking havoc in the dunker spot. I mean, just rim rolling, the pick and roll stuff, the off ball action, and then you get Ty Jerome, a healthy Ty Jerome, and man, has he been lighting the world on fire. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Easily could start for a number of teams in the NBA. But I mean, you've got all those pieces. You get your extra wing and DeAndre Hunter. I hope looking in the playoffs that it's a little bit more situational base. I know they like having Strus at the three, but you can't keep digging yourself out of holes on that size matchup stuff. When you go to Boston, that might be a series you got to go much bigger and put DeAndre Hunter in there, especially with a team like Boston that likes to hunt switches so much. But it's been so impressive, man. I mean, I did not see this coming. I knew we wouldn't be bad. I knew, we'd win a lot of games. We'd probably get over 50, but this has been a season to watch.
And then that goes into obviously the Cavaliers having the number one seed, and they'll await how the play-in goes, like you just said, because we have we'll play the eighth seed, and we have to go through the play and all that because it's all different from when we grew up, and it was just the
Yep.
eight eight
So the only
teams.
the only things locked in right now, we're recording this on the last day of the regular season. So there are a lot of contingencies, particularly with the West still to play out, even to the final games today. But for the East, just run down the slate real quick. Cavs one, you mentioned Celtics two. The only two series that are locked in, ready to go, your 4-5 are Pacers with home court advantage hosting the Bucks. And then you've got the Knicks with home court advantage hosting that chippy Piston squad that likes to get in fights a lot. So they're going to maybe come out swinging literally. Um, but those two contingencies, you have 9-10, you have the Bulls Heat, and then in one play-in game, and then the other one in the East, you've got Magic Hawks. So 7-8 for 7 Magic, 8 for Hawks. The winner of that game will get the 2 seed Celtics. The loser of that game will play the winner of the 9-10 game, who will then go to the Cavs. So, yeah, a lot of contingencies here for who the Cavs will end up hosting next weekend, most likely Easter Sunday.
Yeah. So let's stay with the playoffs. Since we're
Yep.
already talking about it, and like you said, the Cavs. The East runs through Cleveland. Again, it's so crazy to say that out loud. It's wild.
Hey, Tristan Thompson had 17 rebounds today. What year is it?
Oh, well, the last day of the season is always something special because you just see a whole bunch of different people,
Who never
whether
get minutes playing a lot.
and then getting stats for contract incentives. So that's always cool. But the East runs through Cleveland, the West runs through OKC. Let's start with the play-ins. Let's stay with the East because that's where the Cavaliers are at.
Yeah,
So one of the hottest teams right now, Evan, man, in the 9-10, the Chicago Bulls.
yeah,
Like you talked about Kenny Atkinson coming, just a change of a voice, like because again, I can't really talk bad about bigger side. Look what he did with Detroit. I
yeah,
mean, but it's just like sometimes you just need a change of scenery. I've always believed in Giddy in OKC, like he was able to let Shy play off the ball. But this spree that Giddy went on post All-Star break
yep.
has been crazy.
Yeah, and obviously you still got Kobe White there. You've
Hmm.
got that force in the middle and Vucevic. Honestly, the guy who's got my eye every night, like, is the rookie who's really come on too, Mattis Buzelis. Like
Hmm.
he's playing it. He's scoring at all three levels. He is super long, man. He's got a high motor. Like, I mean, that was a huge part. Like when they upset the Lakers. Again, like he was just a madman there. Definitely a first team all rookie guy. But yeah, I mean, you've got this guy in Josh Giddey, 14.6 a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists a game. I mean, he's providing that steady cadence for the offense to kind of get some of the other guys going. But yeah, I mean, they've been looking really good, man.
Yeah, and with the Miami Heat, obviously they got Tyler here and Bam. I just feel like they're here just because
Yeah.
the bottom of the East is just bad. Because obviously when they traded Butler, they went on a massive losing streak.
Yeah.
So I think Chicago I think they're gonna take them.
That's who I think too. I mean, obviously you never know. Like
Right.
this is the 9-10 matchup is the winner takes all. Like it's one game, there's no gimmies. Like if you get a bad night from Giddy, you get it, and Spo will be scheming up stuff to make sure that they're trapping them, they're playing full court, they're trying to shut down the main cog in the engine there for them. So I mean, you never know, but I mean, I'll take the Bulls on this too going to the second game. What about the Magic Hawks?
Well, if the Magic are fully healthy, if everyone's going, I'm taking the Magic because
Oh
obviously
yeah,
we know
yes,
what the Magic can do. We're the ones who kind of that playoff series is what put people on to how good Paulo is. So I think the Magic win, and we potentially, if it gets to that point, we might be having a rematch with Orlando in the first round again, and I'm gonna be a little weary.
yeah. I mean, we may. Yeah, I mean, we may well have that. For Orlando, they still have some issues to figure out
Yeah.
on the 3-point shooting side of things, but
Yep.
they're just one of those teams like Detroit that just like junks down the game. They play physical, they play gritty, they get up in your grill. Like it's just like a rock fight, and like people get injured with that stuff. Like, and I'm not saying they're out to get people injured. I'm just saying like those are the kind of games that like just nothing like works the way you want it to work offensively, and like it's loose ball season and it's offensive rebound season and all those things. Atlanta's state of foot. I'm not. I don't think it's that. I think I'm going to pick the Magic too, but I don't think
Mhm.
it to go on to play Boston. And I think they might be frisky against Boston, but I the Hawks, even with the pieces the Cavs traded, to them as well, like they haven't been bad, man.
Yep.
Risa Shea has really come on, and like where we thought Stephon Castle was getting a kind of runaway rookie of the year piece. I mean, Risa Shea has been. You want to talk about a guy having a second half? I mean, he has been all over the place, man.
Yeah. That 100%. Like that, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And
So
then,
that would pit. I think we're both on the same page here. So that would pit Hawks and Bulls for
yes,
who plays the Cavs.
yes,
I would much rather have the Hawks and the Bulls.
yeah, 100%.
I mean, I still think we're going to win against either team, but I would much rather have the Hawks and the Bulls.
Yeah,
All
one
right.
100%. Let's just say in the East end with the first round things.
Yeah.
We'll say 4-5. I think both of these are very interesting, also from
Yeah.
like a betting perspective. The Milwaukee Bucks, obviously the 2021 NBA champions, going against the Indiana Pacers in the 4-5 matchup. Indiana is currently favored, Evan, probably because if it went to game seven, home court would be with
Yeah.
Indiana. But Milwaukee has the best player in the series, and Giannis, who's been through playoffs. He's a champion, one of the best players in the league. I like the Bucks in a quote unquote upset.
Small upset. I do too, Martin. I mean, now obviously part of this is recency bias. The Cavs had a chance to tie it with their third string in Indiana playing like all of their starters the other night, and like obviously they clinched home court. They were elated for the win. Indiana was, but like I mean, Ty Jerome was just cooking them. I mean, like you're going to get last year. You didn't have Giannis. You had and you had bits and parts of Dame, and it was like Chris Middleton versus, you know what I mean? Like, so I when the chips are down and you got a Giannis on the other side, like, I mean, I'm gonna die on that hill, man. I mean, I think they're one of those classic teams. It's like, hey, we've mailed some of this stuff in the regular season. We're just trying to get to the playoffs, and I think they'll beat them too.
Yeah. It'll be very entertaining. I could see that Milwaukee. You want to end it at home court. Milwaukee in six.
Yeah, Bucks and 6.
And then this one too, just because I've loved, you want to talk about feel good and having this team back in the fold. The Detroit Pistons, the sixth seed, going against the
30-win improvement from a year
Mhm.
ago.
With the former Cavalier coach,
Hmm.
going against the New York Knicks, the three seed in the East. Oof, Evan,
I think this is contender for
mm,
7.
mm-hmm. I do, and I really want to go Detroit, but I do believe Jalen
I know.
Brunson is the best player in the series, and I feel like
Yeah,
they would get it done in the end with Thibodeau, but I wouldn't be shocked if Detroit won, but I would lean objectively to New York.
I think New York. I feel confident Detroit gets 2 wins. Whether or not they get to the 7 or not, I mean, I'm still going to say like this has the potential to get to 7 for sure. But I think, I mean, neither team has a lot of. has a lot of depth, but like I just think, well, I mean, Detroit's got the youth depth, so I mean, they can outrun New York a little bit and stuff when you're running Landry Shamet and um, Deuce McBride out there and stuff for heavy minutes. Like, but you got the Knicks fresh at the start of the playoffs. So this were a second round. I mean, I might think if this was a third round, I mean, at a certain point, that's a lot of miles. And we know Tibbs likes to do that, right?
Hmm.
Likes to wear down his folks. So I'm going to take the Knicks too.
Shift off to the West.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to
Let's give some flowers to the number one seed, Martin.
the OKC Thunder. Shout out to person editing this, the captain, Byron Mitchell, his squad, and obviously I've been very public about my love for SGA. I mean, this regular season has been absolutely crazy. And again, they were the number one seed last year, and they improved as well. I mean, they only lost one game to the Eastern Conference this year, and I
Yep.
and before some of these recent games, the Cavs Thunder game in Cleveland was one of the top five games of the year. So, and they're young, and I just love everything about them, man. It's crazy to see this group and OKC with Presti just doing it again.
Yeah. I mean, they've pulled all the right acquisition levers. They still have, a treasure trove of assets to go
Yep.
all in and throw at something. But yeah, I mean, what Shea's able to do, man, like he's. I mean, this is what year two and a half of this now. This mid range assassin piece that nobody can stop. The turnarounds, like I just call them like just like Call of Duty, man. Like back in the day, it's like turnaround, just no scopes, and it's just automatic headshots every time. Like he's so ruthless. I mean, he gets to the line, but it's about the core of the folks around them. So I mean, obviously, you haven't had Chet for more than 32 games, but I mean, they can run the two bigs like Cleveland does with Hartenstein and
Hmm.
Holmgren, and then you get the rounded off piece. Case and Wallace is a dog, man.
Hmm.
You got Caruso, you've got Kenrich Williams. You start to get towards the end. You got Wiggins, and obviously the kind of B fiddle to Shea's A, with Jalen Williams as well too. So I mean, and what defensively, man, like I'll be interested to see what they get away with in the playoffs because I do think to an extent the whistle changes a little bit in the playoffs at
Yes.
times, which might even make them even more scarier because it might come way, way less. I mean, but like they are in your shirt. I mean, clawing, scraping, like they are frustrating to play, man. That second time the Cavs played them around, I mean, they just absolutely just wiped the floor with us. We beat them the first time, but I mean, they just, I mean, it was a bloodbath. Huge defeat, at Oklahoma City. But that's just what they do, man. I mean, they can go big, they can go small. I mean, the Dortcher chamber is real. Like he's going to be on your best guy every night. It's just, yeah, I think their challenges in the West are going to be, what do you do when you get up against some size and some sizable wings? Your Clippers, your Lakers, those kinds of things.
Agree. And obviously with the Thunder, I mean, they went down. It's kind of crazy against the team that went to the NBA Finals, the Dallas Mavericks in the second round last year in a very competitive six-game series. Like when you combine the score of all the games, it was tied. So
Yep.
it was very competitive. Again, they're young. And we know how it goes. Like watching the game, like those young you got to get your comeuppance when it's finally your time. Just think about the champions who just won last year, the Boston Celtics. How many times were they knocking on the door with Tatum and Brown?
Yep.
And they went through this. Should they separate? Should they not? And they stayed the course. And obviously, they want to tell. Like we know, like for the ones who want to be deemed like the great ones of this game, no one really just comes in and it's easy peasy getting to that first title. I mean, all of the greats have gone through it, so we'll see what they do this year.
So we got the Thunder. Then you also have an impressive upstart Rockets team, Martin, who
What?
definitely went through some ups and downs this year.
Hmm.
But I mean, just ups and downs, just in terms of like I mean, what you would expect for a second seed to go through. But you did not have the Rockets being this on my radar.
And I would also say too, another coach who,
Yep.
in real, that's a whole different talk for another day.
That's a whole nother topic for another day.
Should not even maybe have been in this situation, but hey, it worked out for everyone. Ime Udoka, obviously the previous Celtics coach. I mean, he's turned that group around. Like to think that he can get the Rockets to the second seed in the West is absurd. I don't think anyone's given him that much credit. But again, these two younger teams are the top two teams in the West right now.
Yeah, I mean they've got those lengthy wings, man. Like they're so good. I mean defensively, they've got so much. You got Cam Whitmore, Amon Thompson, first team all defense. I mean, he just is so ruthless, man. It's just scary defensively what he's able to do, just to shut people's water off. You got Jabari, you got Tari Eason. I mean, you can just keep throwing lengthy 6'7" plus bodies at folks, and Dylan Brooks is nothing to sneeze at. We know what comes with him on kind of the Draymond antics type of things, but you still get your scoring piece there from some of the easy hitters with Shangoon. They picked up David Roddy. They've got uh, obviously Steven Adams setting hard screens to kind of free up some of the guards and stuff. Like, I mean, you can see the archetype of team that how they've assembled it, like how they got here. I mean, it's just been impressive to watch, man, especially on the defensive side of things. I mean, they have some nights where they are just menaces on the basketball court and the half court.
I love it. I love it. Obviously, since they are the one and the two, they have to deal with the play-in teams, and this was literally decided today with
Yeah.
one, especially with the seventh seed. But the nine seed is the Sacramento Kings, the 10th, the Dallas Mavericks, seventh, the Golden State Warriors, and that came down to a overtime game against the Clippers. And the NBA wishes the last game of the year could always be like so dramatic like that.
Yep.
And eight, the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's start with the 9-10 matchup. Evan, the Kings, and Dallas. I have to commend Dallas for even being here because obviously
Oh yeah.
they have had in they've had so many injuries where they almost thought they couldn't field a team. Obviously, Kyrie's out for the year. We last time we were on, we talked about the trade of the century with Luca and AD. I mean, shout out to AD. If he would have played that last full game on Saturday, he actually may have got a quadruple double. He was 3 blocks away, but it's so commendable that they're even here and they're going against the Kings. But I feel I don't know what type of Kings team is going to show up, Evan. But the Dallas, I don't know. Like, is this where the buck stops for them?
I think this is where it stops for Dallas. I mean, kudos to them for fighting through some stuff. I mean, just obviously you've got a franchise altering trade. You got a mad fan base. You got to rally around new parts. You lose Kyrie on top of Luca, because of Kyrie's injury and stuff. But this is, I mean, short of, and he's capable, short of like some kind of like 38-14 AD
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I just don't see how he can do it because he is injury prone. AD has to go against two of the worst clobberers like you're ever going to find in the post that just don't move in Sabonis and Valanciunas for 48 minutes. Like the Kings have been good, man, of late. I mean, they've beaten us twice, here in
Mm-hmm.
the last 2 months. Zach Levine's been a huge influx. Like when he's on a heater, like he's been in the last couple of weeks, man. I mean, I think he hit 6 threes against us,
Yep.
a few games ago. Like there's nothing you can do, and we know he's capable of that. So, it kind of maybe addition by subtraction. Losing De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio, but I mean, I got the Kings for sure in this one.
And then the other one, the Warriors are in here via the play-in because of losing to the Los Angeles Clippers today, right after,
Yeah.
like right before we recorded. That game went into OT. They're going against the Memphis Grizzlies. I know initially we talked about how the Jimmy Butler piece would fit, and obviously it has done wonders for them. Like they've
Yep.
obviously been a lot better with Butler, but it still landed them in the play, and they're going against the Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant, and those guys. Evan, how are you leaning here?
Well, we'll touch base on this here in a little bit, but I mean, I just think something seriously is amiss in Memphis this year,
Hmm.
and obviously that led to their coach getting let go just days before the playoffs. Yeah, we'll touch on that in a second, but so I mean, I've got the Warriors. I mean, you just don't bet against 30 out there on the court. I mean, like the Clippers had steady 5 6 point leads throughout this game. It was a 1 point game to start the fourth quarter today. And that pivotal who goes to the play-in and who doesn't game. I mean, all those teams were neck and neck and neck. I mean, there to the final end, final buzzer. Um, but like Steph just did Steph things and just wheeled him back into it, man. You just don't bet against that guy. And again, obviously, it's more than that. You know, they've unlocked some stuff with Jimmy Butler just being that glue connector thing. They were so close today. Draymond missed that wide open layup. I think he was trying to like draw a foul while he did it. He kind of jumped sideways and backwards in when he had the layup underneath on a dive to the rim that was kind of uncovered. But like, I think they've got the pieces. I just think Memphis just been kind of all over the place this year, man. I think they're looking for direction. Obviously, they've only had their new interim coach for a couple games here. I got the Dubs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So that would
They would advance to play the Rockets,
Rockets. Yep. And then Memphis would go and they would
play
play the
Kings.
Kings. And then who you got with Memphis
I
and the
think I
King?
got the Kings again, man.
Man, I could see. Yeah, I agree. I could see the King.
I think Triple J is foul prone, and I mean he's got to cover again Valanciunas and Sabonis all night. In addition to if he picks up any other tic tacs with DeRozan driving to the rim and Levine.
And I don't know which John Morant's going to show up in this postseason.
Yeah,
I really
hey,
don't.
the one that chucks grenades, Martin. That's the one that's going to show up.
Oh man. Oh, John. But let's go on to some other ones since we would have that. The other ones, the Los Angeles Lakers, the 3 seed, and this was decided today. The Minnesota Timberwolves, the 6th seed. Obviously, the Lakers have extremely benefited from getting Luka Doncic, like Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves. Like that trio's been playing great. You got the Timberwolves with everyone who wants to appoint the next person, but it's got to earn it. Anthony Edwards going, Mike Conley, our guy from Ohio State, still there. Rudy Gobert, Evan. How you feeling about this series?
I think this has at least 6, maybe 7 potential, unless Luka's just going to be on a heater for the first 5 games, which he can be. But
Right,
if those two are healthy in this round, give me all the Shannon Sharp quotes. Lakers in 5
Lakers
or
in
6.
five.
No, not no. Lakers in 6 or 7.
Oh man, yeah, I got the Lakers in this. I think they'll win this. And
Reeves has gotten better since Luke has been there,
yes,
and which is crazy because Reeves is a phenomenal. Again, to not be included in the Luka Doncic trade, I mean, egregious.
I agree. I agree. I mean, it's another person who's taken significantly pressure off of Reeves because again, if a team only has two really good wing defenders, the two wing defenders are going to be guarding LeBron and Luca, so
You
Reeves can just
gotta
go
you
crazy.
gotta you gotta watch LeBron's minutes somehow. Like if you can ride Reeves and Luca early and get the old guy some rest, man. I mean, like Father Time's peeking in the window. I mean, you can see it, but like he's got it in spurts. He's still
Oh
a
yeah,
bad dude in spurts, and like that's not fair to him to say. It's just like, well, spurts. Like how do you define spurts? But like I worry. I'm thinking about round 3 if they even make it there. You know what I mean?
right, right.
So
And then this matchup, because we're going to talk about them too, the number 4 seed Denver Nuggets versus the number 5 seed clicking Los Angeles Clippers.
I want
Evan,
nothing to do with the Clippers right now.
I don't think
And
any
that's
with us.
independent of Denver, who also fired their coach in the last week before the
Hmm.
playoffs. I think we all are trying to think rosy of, well, when Jamal Murray gets back to himself, Martin, at a certain point, is Jamal Murray just who he is at this point? and like physically he can't get back to those levels we're at. And on top of that, this team doesn't have the depth, man.
Mhm. I agree. I agree. I
And on the opposite side of things, I mean, James Harden rebound season has been great. They figured out some things with Big Zoo. He's a force to deal with. I mean, that guy can go out and get you 20 and 12 potentially on his own. And I mean, Kawhi might look the best he's been in 3 years. And did you catch some of the shade quotes about obviously we got different players on the team this year in the last
mhm.
couple of weeks,
Yeah.
referencing playoff P,
Oh yeah.
podcast P?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100 who were the 13th seed that didn't make the playoffs
And
because
that team was supposed to be a top three in the East, right? Where are they in the playoffs?
they were the 13th seed.
Oh, okay.
It's with that too, and obviously that game today, those teams, Golden State and the Clippers, they were battling.
Yeah.
Like it was
Because they
not a
knew the
game.
loser had to go to the play in. I mean, nobody wants to be in
Mm-hmm.
that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Norman Powell leap this year for the Clippers, like picking up the Paul George shot. I mean, who'd thought Norman Powell would have made a jump like this?
Yeah.
And it's not like he's not been in the league for a good minute too. Usually, you see that jump year 3 or 4. Like, guy makes it way after just getting more shot volume. I mean, and Ty Lue is a
Ty Lue,
coach that
baby.
they're going to be good defensively too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kawhi is when he's healthy. Again, I know I hate that caveat so much in all sports, but when he's healthy, man, that's a top five, whatever, 10, 5, whatever you want to do, player in the league. Like, and they're showing it. And Denver, I feel like they're reeling. Like Jokic had a month or whatever. He was averaging 40 points and they weren't winning games. I honestly, God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I'm taking the Clippers.
Yeah, I got the Clippers for sure too, which will be, I mean, you're heading towards dude, Clippers Thunder, I think will be amazing.
Yeah, and I can't believe I just said the
I
Clippers.
know. Well,
But
here's the thing. I think you and I are both, we've done this long enough. I think you and I are both open to the Clippers resurgence and like having confidence in the Clippers. And
mhm,
apparently it was some dude ain't there anymore.
yeah, no, sitting there at home. It is what it is. Evan, we've teased it a little bit enough. That's our first round. It's going to be very interesting starting.
Let me throw one thing out real quick
Go
before
ahead.
we jump. So obviously we could only really make gambles on the playing games and the 4, 5, 3, 6 matchups in both conference.
Hmm.
Of the number one seeds and the number two seeds playing any of those playing teams,
Hmm.
who do you think has a chance? And do you think there's a chance, even if it's small, of an upset in any of those 4 games or 4 series?
I have a Since we're talking upsets, we'll probably do. I actually want to see this line, but would we really consider the Warriors over the Rockets as an upset?
I absolutely would.
Okay, well that would be the
Well, I
one.
mean, on paper it's an upset, but like
Yes.
I know what you're asking. I know what you're asking.
Yep.
They've got the vet experience.
Yep.
What can they pull it? The young kids pull it out. But by the same token, those young kids, man, I mean, you saw it in the NCAA tournament, right?
Hmm.
With Houston, right? I mean,
Yep.
they it was a track meet every game, and like those dudes, what was the stat? Like they all ran under 6 minute miles. Like, I mean, at a certain point, like out hustling, out second break or second attempts at points, fast break points, like or
Hmm.
second chance. What I meant to say, like all those things could add up potentially. But I mean, I would not be surprised there at all. And I think Orlando will be frisky against the Magic, but obviously I'm not. Or sorry, Orlando will be frisky against Boston, but I'm not. By all means, I'm picking Boston.
Right. Right. No, I agree. I agree on that. Um, Now to the coaches. Obviously, you've hinted at it.
Yeah,
The Memphis Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets, both teams that are in the playoffs, both teams that, man, Memphis before that was like a top six seed when theirs happened. And obviously, Denver's been floating between the 3, 4, 5, and 6 these past 2 months. Jenkins got fired and Malone got fired just a week ago or so. Just the general, just chopping it up. Why? What do you think, Evan? Like, I know it's just falling about the timing, but this goes into the thing of you're both teams are about to be in the playoffs. You're both getting ready for the playoffs. You both, more Denver has a shot to win the title, and you're getting rid of your voice before the biggest part of your season. Why?
Yeah, I mean, just write it out this year. I mean, I thought, and I still thought, it was crazy when David Blatt, number one seed in the East, gets fired before the All Star game. They throw Ty Lue in, then we go win the chip, right? I mean, so like, I see that side of things, but that was done in January.
Right,
This is days before the playoffs. Like,
right.
uh, it's just nuts, man. I think you got a lot of so obviously that was an ownership thing on one side for sure. I mean, because when you fire Calvin Booth too on the Denver side of things, that like, I mean, who's left to make those calls other than ownership, right?
Right.
But I think go back to right after the Nuggets won the chip,
Hmm.
and there's that weird Calvin Booth interview with Kevin O'Connor at the Ringer at the time, where he just like, I mean, it's just out to lunch on putting together teams and just dogging players. Like, yeah, obviously, Bones Highland is not an NBA player, and there were some question marks there. But here he, and then later he tried to go back in and say, "Oh, well, I thought we were just talking off the record when it was a clearly established interview. Like those are just interview stuff 101. Like when it goes to print, yeah, you look bad, but I mean, he just was so negative towards the players there. I mean, look what they let KCP walk. They tried to, basically make Strother, um, a potential fill-in for stuff. I mean, they've lost backup depth. They are far, far away from 2023 when they won that title, Martin. Like it starts at Calvin Booth. The firing of the coach still makes no sense. I think you still ride it out to the end. But I do feel better about firing Mike Malone, winningest coach in Denver history, if it comes with Calvin Booth's, job as well, because it starts and stops with Calvin Booth, in my opinion.
I just think now too, if like both these coach, like if they both have success, are they going to keep the interims? Or that's one of those things where I hate doing it now
Yeah,
because now it's like if you have success, what's success for Memphis? Conference semis. Like if they get to the semifinals, it's like, oh, now you can't get rid of that guy. Just took him to the semifinals, but you probably
yeah,
still are. And
yeah,
then Denver, obviously with someone like Jokic success, you have the best player in the NBA. You feel like you can win the championship. So if Denver somehow wins the title,
yeah.
what do you
Well,
do?
I think the interim bar is tough for both of those situations. I think if you make it with this Denver team to conference finals, that guy he's never make it to the NBA finals and win a championship. Like if he makes it to the conference finals with this team, and like it's basically Joker out there every night, 40, 15, and 15. Like, yeah, that guy should keep his job. But they've got so many issues to fix, man.
I don't like it.
They
Like
just back. They just. I mean, Calvin Booth was just like, yeah, we're not going to pay people, and Christian Brown and Julian Strother are going to be our wings now. And they've got nobody who can shoot from the outside, especially when Jamal's banged up or not himself. Um, like it's just bad, man. That's just you can't do that when you got an all time generational talent, an all time generational center like that. Who, by the way, is only the third player ever to average a triple double in
third
the
player,
history of the league, and
third
first
player
center
ever. Yep.
ever.
Yep.
And he's not going to win the MVP because we're tired of voting for him. That said, I probably would still vote for Shea, but
Yeah. He's not going to win. I mean, yes, because Russell did it like four times, I think, and then Oscar
yep.
was obviously the first. So yeah, it's a great accomplishment. I mean, the guy is absolutely phenomenal. But now I'm just sitting here thinking, like, man, are we? God, I hate how if they don't do anything, are we wasting? Are we like you said, wasting the talent? Because you got one chip out of them, but now it's just like withering away. So
For Memphis, that one seemed really abrupt. That that coach firing.
yeah,
It seemed really abrupt, man. I just something's amiss. Like before, I I'm not even going to talk about the 3-point shooter stance that just because it was Jaw, like I was kind of mad about at the time. Like, don't exaggerate it, but everybody in the league does that. I watched it 7 times in the Cavs game today, and nothing's going to come of it. But that something's amiss with that firing. I just can't put my finger on it. And I think it's a roster construction thing. I think GMs get all this lofty, they feel like they're protected, kind of stuff when they put together bad teams. And it's like, well, we can always change the coach. But at a certain point, like, who else do you have around John Triple J?
Yeah, yeah. And it's isn't
That
it funny too how like we've talked about this years ago. This was supposed to be the team.
Yep.
Like John, oh my gosh, John
They
Morant.
dumped
This
Marcus Smart was supposed to come in and be the locker room person to help with jaw and maturity and stuff. That didn't work out. Dumped him. Desmond Bain, like an undersized two guard, like he's probably about tapped out on his capabilities. He's a really good two guard in this league. He'll get you 17, 18 a game, but is that your second offensive fiddle on a championship team? Nope. And then the depth behind, like they're just there's not a lot there. What happened to Gigi Jackson, Martin?
I
Gigi Jackson was lighting the world on fire last year.
I couldn't tell you, man. I really couldn't tell you. I've just been, I don't know, like the firings and all that, like right before the play. I think that's what's really getting me mad about it. Like,
It makes me mad for the coaches for sure. I mean,
hmm
they don't deserve that. I mean, Mike Malone is. I mean, his dad was on the Cavs staff, many and well renowned Brendan Malone. I mean, in coaching, like the coaching circle stuff, man. Like you always know you're going to get the short end of the stick because they'll always choose players and talent over whoever's drawn up plays. But like that just wasn't fair.
so I didn't like it. I still don't like it to this day. And it's actually starting to, now talking about it again, it's starting to annoy me even more because it's like if I'm on the team and I'm a person of stability and stuff like that, and just thinking about it from a normal person perspective, you are going in, let's just say, let's just say you're in the military and you know
Yep.
you're going into one of the biggest wars or terrible situation fights that's penciled in. Like you're fighting this evil thing at this time. You've been training with your commander and all that, and then a week before the biggest moments of your life, someone comes in and is like, "Oh yeah, the person who you've been working with is gone now." And what?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So,
It's just not right to either of those coaches. Well respected coaches in the league. Like, I mean, again, you had 48 win seasons at least from both of them. And I mean,
yeah, I just don't. That's just me. Like, just
yeah,
explain. I know it's easier to explain in a normal like person perspective in that. But
makes no sense.
Evan, you talked about him. You talked about Jokic. Let's talk
Yep.
about the MVPs. Like right now, the regular season's over. The awards are going. Jokic won it last year. SGA was in second place. Luca was in third. There was a lot of discussion about that in that case. So here we are again. SGA and Joker at the top again, and I think this time it's fight. I know again people say, but I think it's time for him to be crowned. I think SGA is going to get it just because he's the best player on a 60 plus win team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to say you can average triple double and do it. And obviously, Joker does not have the talent around him that OKC has right now. So
Hmm.
like, there's that piece of it too. But I mean, Shea is your leader in points per game on the season. Like again, best player, best team.
Right,
Like I mean, it's so tough, man. And it's not like, you know, Joker is 3 points behind him and third in scoring.
right.
Like it's madness. But that's where my vote is today. I think it's close, but where my vote is today.
Now I think this one's more interesting of defensive player of the year because
No, it's not.
obviously, well, obviously it would have been Victor Wembanyama if
Yes.
he would have
Yep.
been healthy. I honestly think they could have been watch out next year for what they do. And also just quickly, since we're talking about the Spurs, because he's on the Spurs, shout out to Chris Paul, first player in his 20th
82.
year to play a full
Games.
82. So shout out to CP3, man. Much respect. But anywho, when he went down, it's fluctuated so much. Like Draymond Green became the front runner out of nowhere. There's Evan Mobley, who I think he deserves a fair shot to win this award because I mean he got hosed on the what was the award? Was it which one did
Rookie of the
Scotty?
year.
Yeah, it was
Rookie of the
because
year.
Scotty Barnes won. Um, he got hosed on that, so I think he has some consideration on that. You got the kid in Atlanta who's like it's just how many steals is he averaging in the game? Like he's doing something crazy,
Yeah.
and I really
Dyson
don't.
Daniels.
Yeah,
Dyson
Dyson Daniels.
Daniels.
Yep.
Those. I mean, yeah, you're naming everybody's for sure going to be on the all defensive list. I mean, you'll have him. You'll have Dyson Daniels, just a steal machine, who is like a throw in on the Dejounte Murray trade, by the way,
Hmm.
to get out of Atlanta for that bad decision. But you got those two. I mean, Lou Dort. Um, the season ended. Cavs rested a bunch of stuff of games towards the end. Oklahoma City did too, but both teams finished respectively top in their conference, and 1 and 2. Oklahoma City 1, Cleveland 2 in defensive rating. So I mean, and Lou Dort is a huge part of that. So I mean, I could see some argument and stuff there too, but I mean, what Evan Mobley does on a nightly basis. And then I mean, he blocks stuff and keeps it in bounds, unlike Triple J. He defends and he blocks, he can test, but it's also about the other pieces too, where he is such a deterrent. Like people do not funnel into the paint against the Cavs. And obviously you got Jared Allen hanging around back there too, but I mean, he can step out and he's got the length and the foot speed and stuff. Kind of like, Tristan Thompson was on our NBA championship run, where people try to hunt him on a switch, and he's out there on a wing and can stay with some of the speedier guards and stuff. I mean, what he's able, and then the steals aspect and stuff too. If we're talking stocks, like he's got active hands in the passing lanes as well too, and I mean he's been empowered by Kenny Atkinson to transition into offense real quick. So I mean, you see 2, 3, 5 point swings the other way from what he's able to do on one end, and how he transitions that into a score for his team on the other end. I mean, like you said, I mean, Wemby was going to get the award, but I mean, Ev's got my vote.
So I would vote for Mobley too, but I also, when Draymond's like, this could be my only chance to get this war for the last time, I feel like that might play into it. But I think Evan Mobley should win.
Yep.
Um, Most improved player. This one, actually, let me pull
Do you
up.
want to read the JJ Redick quote?
No, you can because I know what he said because I was actually about to bring it up, but basically prefacing like it's supposed to, it's basically. I want to say for people who listen to our
I
wrestling
hate that
podcast.
award because they fail to define it, and I think the spirit of it has been taken out of wax. I don't like that award. And yep, he basically said, to the extent is it's a give it to a lottery guy who was, yeah, give it to a lottery guy who is already good, who's like maybe like an all-star now, essentially. Like
Yep.
who's always going to be good. And yeah, if you go back to even Draymond on his podcast, like if you go back and you look at the last however many winners, yeah, that fits the bill.
Yeah, if I look it up right now, like last year's one was Tyrese Maxey, Markkinen, John Morant, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Pascal Siakam, Victor, Giannis, CJ McCollum, Jimmy Butler, Gorgon Dragic, Paul George, Ryan Anderson, Kevin Love in 2010. So I'm just only going back that far. I would equate it to also, like I was gonna say, for people who listen to the wrestling pods, like it's almost like the Intercontinental Championship or like
Yeah.
the
Yep.
US Championship. Like you're giving it to the person, you're like, all right, obviously, you're like, all right, so now you're getting this because we foresee you doing being an all NBA type player or you're already like an all-star, but now we want you to be like, now you got this, we want you to be all NBA type next go around. This one has jumped so many weird ways.
Yeah.
Like at the be
Cade Cunningham's going to get this award, and he should.
you think
Cade Cunningham
like
was already good.
yeah, he was like just from the Vegas odds, like he was a favorite. Now all of a sudden Dyson Daniels has jumped out of the into the thing.
That
Now
makes
he
me feel a little bit better about the scope of the award if Dyson Daniels is truly being considered. Um, but again, let's go back. Let's be real. Where's Norman Powell on the list?
oh on this odd sheet, he oh let me pull it.
Is he even
Wow.
on it?
No, not from the original. No, he's not listed.
And look at the jump that guy's made.
Well, you want to talk about a jump? Can I take you in some Austin? I mean, Austin
Yeah.
deserves some. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. I mean, I think Austin is slightly more deserving than the argument for Cade because I think they were both very good players ahead of this.
hmm hmm I
So
agree.
your vote today goes to
You want to talk about funny thing? Can I interest you again with Mobley?
I'm not against that either, especially on the offensive side of the thing. Up to 18 and change a game. It's been a minute since I've looked at it, but I mean, yeah,
But in
I don't know
all
if that's
honesty,
ever been done before. If they've ever been won twice, I'm not trying to get greedy.
no.
I,
In all honesty, I think it's. I think it would be Cade, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dyson
and
wins.
the voters will do that thing where it's like we got to figure out something to honor the legacy of this season and the turnaround the Pistons did. Let's give Cade this award, but it's really about what the team like. You know what I mean? And
Hmm
it's not about the player anymore. So I don't know.
I agree with that,
Coach of the year,
dude. I
the guy who left the Cavs, the
or the
guy
guy.
with the Cavs now, or Oklahoma City.
Well, if you ask, some other media opponents, obviously the LeBron's former podcast host should get some consideration. I'm
Yep.
sorry, man. Dude, two coaches who got their teams to 60 wins and no one thought they would get 60, but that
Yep.
Detroit jump is too much for me. It's
It's
it's too
triple.
much. Yeah.
JB should have won it with the Cavs years
Yes.
ago. So like that's a piece of like if he had won it when he rightfully should have won it, like I could see her being another argument for the other 260 teams. But you've like you again you near. I mean, yeah, you went from 14 to 44. I mean, with not a lot of not. I mean, some change, but not a lot of change. Beasley's been a freak off the bench for a 6 man consideration, and he might win it. But
That's
yeah, I probably got to go JB and honor JB on that as much as I want to give it to our guy.
putting Detroit back on the basketball map is just it's insane. It's insane. I think there was a little typo on this one because obviously I think he won this last.
MMA Fighter of the Year, Ron Holland. That's a new award I just made up. That it just watch it in the playoffs. He's gonna get ejected. Watch it every time. It's Ron Holland. It's not even Big Stu. It's Ron Holland, rookie Ron Holland.
Well, I think rookie's gonna go. It's actually gonna go to Castle in San Antonio, not
Yeah,
Wembley. So
Ricochet made it tough at the end, but
yes,
I'm going Castle as well.
yeah, I do too. Um, Evan, final like quick hits thoughts because this is the busy time of the NBA where we're putting out a pod after every first round, like every round concludes. So this is the busy time. This is your time.
Yep. We have another award we didn't talk about.
Oh, what was that?
Clutch Player of the
Oh
Year,
my
that newer
gosh.
one.
Oh yeah, that's. Oof. Let me actually see who's.
I'm not looking up the odds. I'm looking
Yeah.
at stats right now.
Okay. I'm just looking at people. Hasn't DeMar DeRozan won this award, or is that someone else? Who's won this award so far?
Yeah, I think DeMar's won it.
Who do I think of? I've seen the ball. Like, it's been like super clutch. I couldn't tell you. You're gonna have to give me some. I have to let me pick off that because like just thinking of like the whole season, I'm like, oh, who's been like clutch time? I couldn't tell you, man.
I'm sure I'm not shorting this or sorting this correctly,
Hmm.
but can I interest you in one Darius Garland? Look no further than New York on Friday night as like the latest example where he just went. I think he went 5 for 5 in the fourth, brought us back with a number of key players not playing, and
Hmm.
we sweep the Knicks on top of Boston sweeping the Knicks and Oklahoma City. Shout out Knicks for taking the L for all these teams. Um,
Well,
I
they were
think he's only
terrible
like
against.
eighth. I think he's only like eighth in clutch scoring. But by that same token, too, like should he be punished for his team being way up? Like at one point this year, the Cavs were like 51-1 when up after three.
Hmm.
Like how many of those games has he not had the opportunity? But I mean, he just his herky jerky in the lane floater, the step back jumper, the step back three. Like I don't know what the odds are. Did you pull up the odds?
Right now, they have Jalen Brunson, number one, Joker, Trey Young, Edwards, Curry,
They're all
DeMar
over the
DeRozan.
place. They're all over the
Yeah.
place. I
So
would put DG above all of those.
yeah, I that one's a toss up for me. I mean, I just think, like you said, usually the best teams get some rewards in one way or sense. So it's just crazy. Like, because obviously no Cav is in the MVP discussion, and this is a 60
Nah,
win team, which is
nope.
fine. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Billboard material.
Yep. So Evan,
Donovan Mitchell season.
yeah, and I'll be expecting stuff from him in the playoffs. Any quick hitters for you, man?
Um, yeah, I mean, we hit on the coaching stuff. It'll be interesting to see who ultimately wins the Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
Yes.
And it's yeah. I mean, we'll see where all that falls. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I don't think there's a bad spot. Like, I really don't. As bad as Washington and Charlotte are, if either of those team wins the lottery and gets in, like, is him on the same team as you know LaMelo, like, and Mark Williams? Like, is that awful? No,
No,
he could
Brandon.
be in way worse spots. So, I mean, that'll be interesting to see as a layer how that comes to fruition. But I'm ready to find out who our opponents are for those for 1 and 2 seeds on both sides, and obviously particularly the Cavs. Depending on when those games fall, if it falls on Saturday, I'm going to try to make it up to game one. But if not, I might have to be looking more at game five if I'm going to make it up in the first round to a home game. So, but we'll see, man. It's been such an impressive ride, and we'll see how much further we can roll it with these guys. How about you? Anything?
Just quickly wanted to give people the times, even though probably by the
Yep.
time you listen to this, it'll probably be over, but just in case. Tuesday, April 15th, 7:30 TNT, Atlanta versus Orlando, and 10 o'clock, Memphis versus Golden State. Wednesday, April 16th, Miami versus Chicago, 7:30 ESPN, and Dallas versus Sacramento, 10 p.m. ESPN. Those are the playing games this Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm excited for the playoffs. I feel like, man, there's a lot of teams who can win it. There's a lot of star power. It should be very entertaining. From from just a group perspective, it's a really cool week. So obviously the NBA playoffs are going to be starting this week. Also, talking about stories, it is also going to be WrestleMania week for the people who listen to wrestling. WrestleMania going down this weekend, so that'll be very exciting, especially when you get to that main event. And then obviously it's Easter Sunday.
Ron Holland, make it a fatal 4-way with Rollins, Reigns, and CM Punk.
And then obviously it's Easter Sunday, so spend that time in the morning or afternoon or however you do it with your family. And then nighttime, watch some hoops, watch some wrestling, and enjoy the time. But with that being said, that's it.
Martin, happy Easter, buddy.
Happy Easter, man, and happy Easter to all the listeners that we have. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the L7C podcast. It's NBA playoffs. We'll be back every round covering them.
Every
Until
round.
then. Until then, you guys take care. Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.